Hey everyone, Aussie Viking here for another one. I'm sorry it's been a while. I've had work, I've had all these other things coming up, and when I had to do a video, I've had to choose to do ones like the unboxing and stuff since they're sort of easier to... Well, I've got time to edit those together pretty fast. These ones actually take me a while because there's all these little things and all that I've got to get set up and I've got to get it done and all that. So, sorry about it taking some time. But we're going to talk about... Good thing about taking time is we can talk about the new game mode which released for Battlefront 2 2017, and that is basically this, although it has more control points. So we got this battle right here. This is basically what we got. The new game mode is practically on the ground. The first part of the new game mode is this: Conquest. You take over control points, and they fight back, and you basically go from there. And I'm shooting my own guys. But yes, that's the new game mode in a nutshell, and it's freaking awesome. It has AI in it when they took it out because there were some problems, but they have AI based around servers, which is kind of nice. And they've really done pretty well. Like, they've done some good stuff. I really do love the mode. I really actually love it. Like, games are long. I played 3 games and it took me 3 hours because each one was about an hour long because everybody was just fighting for their lives, and it's just so fun, honestly. And I died there. Ooh. So it's really, really interesting. It needs a few changes. First up, these need to be added in. Like, please add these in. These are my favourite vehicles in the game. Actually, in Star Wars, I think. Yet, they are not in the new game mode. They're in the other... So, they took it out because the droids do not have a vehicle that can take on the ATTE. Like these spider droids, which... are actually modelled and actually have weapons in the game. So do those actually, the snail droids, I think they are. Not snail droids, the Hellfire tank. They're actually in the game. They can ride and everything, and it's like, well, they've got them in the game. Hopefully within time DICE can add them because they've got the animations, they've got the models, they've got the weapons. Hopefully they can just go, screw it, we're going to give you what you want, which I think will happen. Hopefully, because it has been renewed, basically, that Star Wars Battlefront 2 2017 will be continued developed for hopefully some time. They've kind of hinted at that it will be for a while, but even then, like, it's a great game mode, and it will get better, of course, because, well, let's be honest here, every game mode does. You look at Galactic Assault, it got a lot better from the day it was released to now. Like, it just did, and I'm all for that. I'm really happy what they've done, and I've got no problems whatsoever with... really what they've done. The only difference I want, other than the ATT, and obviously more maps, that needs more maps, but that's coming. They've kind of confirmed that there will be more maps. I want the ATT. Give me the ATT in. Just give me the ATT. I love it. Give me it. And give us, so in the space parts, which is the next section, is basically in the space areas of this game. You know, you could go into the cruisers and destroy them. It's basically the hangars from there, except bigger, like big. Like, remember the Tantu 4 map on Battlefront 2? This one? It's basically twice the size of that map in their own little spacey way. So, oh, my bad, sorry. It's really cool. I love it. It really makes you want more. But yeah, it's pretty damn awesome. And to see this, like, it's just great to see. So they've got that as well, which is great. Oh, honestly, I love it. I'm really excited for what that has, really. I'm really excited to see where it goes. Like, next month, hopefully they'll have a few new maps. Hopefully they can add some new spider droids and such. There are hints that they may add clone commandos, which I think will be happening. Because, if you remember back, Dennis said that they were working on a few things. One of them being a adaptation of dual building, which we got with the ARC Troopers, which are amazing and fun as hell. So we got the ARC Troopers, and they also mentioned about transforming vehicles. In Star Wars, the only transforming vehicle I can think of is droidicas. So, you know, perhaps they are going to give us droidicas, which I think they will. Of course, this might come months down the line. It could come next month. It will probably come like 3 months from now, but hey, it can come. But if they give us that, if you give us more maps, then I'm happy. Obviously on offline as well, which I say a lot, but they've also said that yes, they will try to make changes to offline and they want to give it to us, but they've got to work on this mode first. Once Galactic Supremacy is like mostly finished, I think that they will then move on to the arcade stuff. So we might get arcade near the end of the year. That's probably going to happen. But hey, if it means I can play this practically this map 2017 offline, I'm happy. I'm all for it. It's great to see how far this game has come. The 2017, not this one. This one's pretty bad, they're amazing. But it's just great to see how far it's come and give us a big offline. And I think it's going to be a doozy. Now, they haven't done the whole fact of, okay, I can get into a spaceship and fly all the way up to, say, one of those. They haven't done that. There is a cutscene where you take over and you go up to the front. And for some, it kind of sucks. It's very Death Star Scarif, where, yes, you had a cutscene. But it's fun, honestly. And I kind of enjoy it. I actually do enjoy it. I think it's interesting and different. But let's be honest here. If they're going to give us what we want, like the ability to jump in and go into space, or jump into a vehicle and fly up into another galactic cruiser, it'll be for Battlefront 3. Which everyone was like, well, but they said no, they're not doing it. The Battlefront 2 team said that they're working on Battlefront 2. They could be a Battlefront 3 team, which is plausible. But hey, if a Battlefront 3 team's working on Battlefront 3, and they're taking the best from Battlefront 2 and all the feedback and going, alright, this is what they want and stuff, I'm all fine for that, because we'll get a better Battlefront 3 upon release. And if they're learning from the mistakes of this game, / having more years, like 3.5 years or something, or even more, because let's be honest here, DICE needs more time, it's obvious with Battlefield 5 and Battlefront 2, then again, I'm completely fine. And if they were to release a Battlefront 3 next year or the year after, I would actually pre-order it. DICE have shown that they love this land and this story and what they've done. Like, they've shown that they want to fix it, and they have, for the most part. And there's more to come. The game is a million times better from launch, and it's a million times better now, and I can't wait to see it by the end of the year, and hopefully maybe the end of next year. So for me, it's just evolved into a story that I love, and I just can't wait. I would love it if they added Galactic Conquest offline mode. I think that'd be great, and maybe they are. Who knows? They might. I would love it if they added... Well, another thing is, I hope they... So, when you go up into the hangars, right, as great as that is, the downside is the initial area, there's, you've got the windows, you can see out kind of like this, you can see outside, and you can see the war, and it's beautiful. But then you move deeper inside, and there's no windows, and I think that needs to be added. The ability to have windows in there, just a few windows, really adds to the variety of the map, strangely enough. Like, it just adds that oomph. The oomph that's kind of missing right now in the game. And hopefully they can add that in. Of course, people are saying that they want this, that, and that, and this. But I think things like that are the biggest ones that I could see needing to change. One of the biggest changes, though, is when you die, you have to, in the new one, you spawn on a friendly, not on one of these command posts. That needs to change to be able to come into command post, because if you do that, I feel like every single map in the game, Galactic Assault map, could be turned into the new game mode, because all you really need to do is, other than programming AI, is to have it where you've got... So you'd have the map, like look at something like Kashyyyk, right? Imagine that, they open certain boundaries, may add a few little things, but then they just add these there, they add about 7 of them there. That would work damn well, because most maps, I think, in Battlefront 2 are well made. You just need to have the map fully opened and then go from there. Fully open map, and then have the command post able to come on, and it'd be great. I think if you do that, most of the maps in the game, even the smaller ones like Bespin and such, could be used as a Galactic Conquest / Supremacy map, and that'd be fine. We might see it more so in offline than online, but I think that would work pretty well. But other than that, it's just great to play a game mode that's like this. Like, honestly, what I'm feeling now playing this is what I felt today, playing for hours on end, and it was so fun. I love it how it takes long, and I imagine that's how it was back in this game online, where it just takes ages and upon ages to just... Oh, man. It's so good. So good. And the first time I played it, I was giddy. It felt like a whole new game, with the ARC Troopers, and the droids, and the skins, and the map, and the openness of it, and the new mode. Like, it may be only on one map for now, but it doesn't really feel like it, because you've got basically 3 maps. You've got the main Geonosis map, Then you've got the Separatists hangar map, and then you've got the Clones hangar map, and their layouts are completely different. They look and are visually different from what we have now, and it's just awesome. Honestly, I have no quarrels with any of that at all. Is that a bad guy? No, it's one of us. I have no quarrels at all with it, and I just hope we get more maps, and I think we will, and more errors, absolutely. Hopefully that if they bring in droidicas and clone commandos, they can bring in like pilots for the, what was it, rebels, dark troopers or something for Empire, you know, stuff like that. Hopefully they bring those in as well, but we'll have to wait and see. But I feel like now that there's that big game mode basically done and dusted, at least in terms of building it and having the effects, and we lost, I feel like now they can actually just rush in and give us a lot of smaller but yet big content. At least that's what it feels like. So, what was the next? I think it was Naboo. Another one will be Naboo. Hopefully Naboo gets added too, because that would be amazing. Oh. And they've already got ships there. They might have to design new hangars though, but yeah, it's still there. It's still good. It's just so good to see Battlefront 2 becoming the game EA should have let it be in the first place. It should have been like that. But EA is just EA. But I blame EA for that bullshit, not DICE. DICE have shown that they love this franchise and they want to make the best franchise they can. And I agree. And I'm all for it. So let them do it. Let them be that and just go for it, man. Go for it. Now, do I think like they'll add Secret Trilogy stuff? Well, they can, but who knows? I mean, I'm not... I even added like this paint. I think isn't this the paint job that's in the movies? Like they actually added that. It's freaking awesome. Now, as much as I love that, I got to talk about some more Star Wars. Well, here's one that I thought was interesting. I just watched the first episode literally just before I did this of Resistance, and I have a few things to say about Resistance. First of all, yes, it's childish. It's got some weird childish logic here, and it's like okay. And it may be childish, but it was fun. And first up, there's world building. Holy crap, world building in a Star Wars universe? Really? That can happen? There was world building, and I loved it. I like how there was that ship thing. I like how they actually had some interesting ships. I liked how there are people there saying like, "Oh, the First Order doesn't exist. What are you on about?" Blah. I never heard of them. It's kind of cool. Although it does bring up problems with the Sequel Trilogy, out of like 50 billion of them, where it's kind of like, well, hang on here. Remember when, how is it that something that people don't believe exists are able to create a giant planet thing? Although that might be explained later on, it just seems a bit stupid that people are like, oh, they don't exist, who cares? And then they show up and you're like, oh, they're nothing, and then... And then like they build it's just it's the bullshit that Sequel Trilogy has, and as much as I'm gonna like these characters, I think from what I've heard and certain story elements, I just don't care for where the universe goes, because all the interesting stuff like the Jedi and the New Republic, it gets wiped down. It's bullshit. It's honestly bullshit, and I blame this on JJ, Disney, LucasArts. I blame it all on them because they fucked up Star Wars in at least the extended universe of Star Wars with the Sequel Trilogy. The only thing I'm looking forward to is if they do a continuation of Thrawn and Ezra. I'm all for that. You do a show based on them in the Outer Regions, I'm there, 100%. Give me. Or Luke creating his Jedi Order. And finding Jedi, because he did. He actually trained Jedi, and they would have gone on missions. And it's like, I want that. That's what I was waiting for. But they're all going to die, most likely. So in the end, I still don't care. And it's just, I mean, you all know my opinion on the Sequel Trilogy. I fucking hate it. I think it's the worst thing that came out of Star Wars in ages. It's unimaginative. It's uninspired. The Sequel Trilogy is everything Star Wars was made not to be. Yet, but it reminds me of my childhood, though. It's great. It's like, get the fuck out of here. That's not Star Wars, okay? Reminding you of your childhood is fine, but to use that nostalgia to blind you for the fact that it's got shitty world building, no imagination, every interesting concept that could have been used gets thrown out the window. Like, in the episode with Resistance, they're saying stuff like, there's the First Order, and, we got the First Order here, and we got that, and there's like unknown people, and they're very mysterious, and it's like, now imagine if you heard that, but the new Jedi Order's fighting a mysterious threat, and we don't know what's going on, and it's just, imagine just seeing that. Imagine having Kaz and that side of the universe, then hearing things about the things like the Jedi and stuff, the New Order and stuff, and then something like the Vong or even the First Order still in the darkness. Like, that would have been a million times better than the bullshit we got. But no, people had to complain. Star Wars fans had to complain, and Disney had to follow the complaints of the fandom. Yeah. But don't get me wrong, I'm still giving it a go. I am giving Star Wars, the sequel trilogy, Extended Universe, and trilogy itself a go. Because even if I don't like it, I've still got Legends. And to me, Legends is always going to be canon after Return of the Jedi. Always. Now, is there some things that they could do to bring me back into sequel trilogy? Yeah. Have Luke get married to Mara Jade. Have it that he had a son and a daughter, or a son and or daughter. I don't care. Have it that he actually had a child that can live on to his legacy. Don't just have it that Ben is the only child of the sequel trilogy guys. I mean, Lando might have a child, awesome, but like, give Luke something, you know? Give him some heart. Give him a legacy that's not, oh, drinking titty milk and dying and, you know, walking away from the Jedi and trying to kill Kylo or something. Like, don't give him that. I know people are like, oh, but it makes him more three-dimensional. It fucking doesn't. It makes him boring. It makes it stupid. It makes everything that happened dumb. Now, if we saw how he became in, say, Episode 7 and The Last Jedi via, well, the story, if we saw that progression, it would be fine because we see that progression. But if you just jump straight in and just have all this shit happen with almost no explanation, it makes no sense. Which is what JJ did with the sequel trilogy, and it's what just how it's become. It's just bullshit. And you could write it in a way where, you know, new Sith could come in. Legends did it all the time, and it was actually really good. I mean, hell, I always thought the idea of balance was kind of a reset. The balance of the Force was a reset. The dark side's still going to be the dark side, because as long as you have the Force, you're going to have people of the dark side, right? So the idea would be there'll be those that have to change. The Sith Order changed with Legacy, with the one Sith, and the Jedi Order changed as well. They both learned and changed. But there was that balance there, the balance that Anakin could still give. Which honestly wouldn't surprise me, because when Lucas was creating his sequel trilogy, at least his ideas, he was going to have, like, Darth Talon and all that come in. And it's just like, see? Yeah, it just annoys me how the people don't seem to... Now, of course, there is, let's be truthful here, one more film left, but I doubt it's going to fix much. And I really hate having to do these videos where I'm talking about Star Wars, I'm so giddy. And it's like, yeah, well, they're going to die, and it's just like, nothing's going to be interesting. I hate that. I fucking hate that, man. I really do. I love Star Wars. I just don't like what Star Wars is becoming. An unimaginative, uninspired shitfest of nostalgia. But that is a debate fight fest that's just going to keep going. I'm going to go and do... We're going to do probably one more Conquest before I hit half an hour. Maybe I can do another one. I'll probably do some more Conquest stuff. But yeah, it's just... Yeah, you know. I just hate what Star Wars is becoming. And I even hate saying that. But like I said, I am giving it a go. I'm doing my best, and I'm going to try and see what can be done with Star Wars. Because like I said, there are actually stories that I'm going to be interested in. There is absolutely stories that I will be interested in terms of Luke finding the Jedi Order, what happened to Ezra, what happens to Ashoka and Sabine. Like, I want that. Do they have kids? Like, are they going to be in the sequel trilogy? Or at least the sequel trilogy EU? What's going to happen after the sequel trilogy? There is some questions that I am interested in. But whether or not we get a good enough answer, we don't know, because we haven't gotten there. Every interesting question you asked from Return of the Jedi to the sequel trilogy was just shot in the head and spat upon by multiple people. But it is what it is. Alright, so we are... Oh, I like this map. This is cool. Okay, let's try to take these ones out. So, we'll go back and talk about the new game mode. In the new game mode, obviously, when you go into here, you can't have this. You don't have the flying stuff. And it does kind of suck that there's no flying stuff. Although, to be truthful, Geonosis, the Galactic Assault map, didn't have flying aspects to it either. So it is possible they could add maps later on that have like the ability to fly up and attack the ship. Who knows? Or they could add those in. Like I said, Galactic Assault did change over the year. They did add some big things and some interesting things. So who knows what's going to happen there. Hopefully it does. A. It was A, right? Yeah, it was A. So like who knows where it's going to go from there. So as you can see, in it you get a hangar. It's very similar to this. You got the hangar, and then you've got, like here it's just a hangar, and then like 1, 2, 3, 4. The area in the new one is, first of all, this side is completely different to the other side, which is awesome. And the map is probably 3 times bigger than this map. Like it's amazing how big it is. Like when you first play it, you're like, holy shit, these maps are big. They're different. They're laid out very well, and it just blows you away about what they've done. Like it's freaking awesome, man. And I can't wait. Hopefully we see Empire, we see Rebels, even the First Order stuff. Like I'm up for seeing that. It's really well done, honestly. It is really well done, and I cannot wait to see where it goes in the future. Hopefully good. Hopefully we get... I really want all the maps. I really want all the Galactic Assault maps. I would be quite annoyed if that never happens. It needs to happen, 100%. And, yeah. It needs to happen. Give it to us. Like, it just... Yeah. Please. Oh, no, that's our own guy shit. Because there is just so much potential in this mode, and it's going to get there, honestly. When I can play this mode over and over again and not get bored of it, they're doing something right. Because it's fun, it's vast, it just changes. 1 minute you're fighting, next thing you know there's a hero, and the next thing you know the hero's dead, and next thing you know it's this and that, and you're like, holy shit, what's going on? It's all crazy, everything's just exploding, and it's just vehicles everywhere, although they need the bigger vehicles, like I said before. It's just beautiful, beautiful stuff. Love every fucking second of it, man. Just love it. Some of my favorite stuff in that game mode, and I cannot wait. I mean, what's interesting is we don't know what next month's going to be. We don't know what they're going to give us. We don't know what they want to give us. We're kind of in the element of, wow, what's happening next? Like it's just oh my god, everyone just spawned in. That's cool. It's just a big like, wow, what comes next? A lot of people are hoping for old maps from the first game, which I am too. A lot of people are hoping for more Clone Wars stuff, which again, I am too. I would also like some more original trilogy stuff. More so than sequel trilogy, mainly because the original trilogy has... There's more there, let's be honest here. Even if you don't like sequel trilogy, there isn't much there. Like, okay, there is some certain maps from Resistance you could bring in, but not everyone's going to know that. It's just like, you're better off waiting. I mean, hell, they could have done a whole game on Clone Wars, to be completely truthful, so that would have been awesome. Could you imagine if they did an entire game on Clone Wars? That would be... I'd love that. Whether or not we do get it, probably not. I don't think we're not that lucky. We are not that lucky. I'd love to be that lucky, but we're not. We are unfortunately not. Could you guys just stop shooting me, guys? Just stop. Just, yeah, shoot the other AI. Give me... I'm just gonna come in here and blow up your ship from the inside. Another thing is I want Legends. Like, as crazy as that sounds, I want Legends. Isn't that supposed to be a... Interesting. I definitely want to see Legends. 100%. I just... yeah. If Disney's going to keep Star Wars in the future, I really do believe that they need to do kind of what DC's doing. So DC is doing their New 52 stuff, but they're also doing like old universe and old comic book stories from, well, there are other universes. Their Ultimate Universes and their the warped universes like Injustice. Like, they're doing things like that, and or the DCAU. They're doing all that, and honestly, that's what Star Wars needs to do. Give us shows based in this continuity, and then give us shows based around Legends continuity. I want to see Mara Jade, I want to see Jason Solo, I want to see Jaina, and I want to see Ben Skywalker. I want to see all of them. And if you give us that, as a Star Wars fan, I will keep buying your stuff. I don't buy any of the sequel trilogy stuff, really. The comics, none of the comics based in sequel trilogy, I don't buy. I buy comics based around episode 1 to 6, and before it, I buy them. But not afterwards. At least not most of it. There is a few I have read that I've enjoyed, but I haven't bought them. Second, the toys. I don't care about any of these characters, nor the toys. I don't care. So for me, as a Star Wars fan, unless I'm able to get Legends content, which I've bought a lot of, or just give me interesting characters. And even then, it's just like, the most interesting characters are from, like, look at Rebels, for example. Everyone's interesting in there, but it's based in the Empire Zone area. So it's kind of like the Empire, and there's a Resistance, and all of that is interesting, and I want more, and then it's just, yeah. Anyway, I think I'm done here. Like, I am pretty tired. I got to get up to work tomorrow, and yeah, it's just, that's how I kind of want it. If you were to give me Legends again, I will buy all your shit, because then I don't have to touch Secret Trilogy stuff. You can keep bringing Legends content out, and I can just cover it, because you can't just wipe away 40 plus years of beautiful stories and characters and replace them with crap. Well, you can. Disney and Lucasfilm have shown us that they can, but that's not how it should go. But like I said, and like I keep on saying, if you love this sequel trilogy, keep loving it. That's fine. I don't. Honestly, I think it's the worst thing to come out of Star Wars since the Holiday Special. But I respect it, and I am trying to understand it. And there are parts that I understand, and there are parts that I just understand that I just wish never happened. But in the end, we should respect each other, because we are all Star Wars fans. And if we love Star Wars, we should respect Star Wars to an extent. Or at least the people that love Star Wars. Yeah. Anyway, Aussie Viking out. See you on Valhalla. Bye.